A backyard pond in July looks peaceful on the surface, but underneath that glassy reflection, the harsh midday sun triggers an invisible thermodynamic crisis. This chart illustrates the oxygen solubility trap. As water warms from 60 degrees Fahrenheit to 80, its ability to hold dissolved oxygen plummets. Meanwhile, cold-blooded fish metabolisms speed up. Their oxygen demand spikes, intersecting the falling supply, creating a dangerous deficit that leaves fish gasping. The fish aren't the only organisms accelerating. Heterotrophic bacteria, the microbes that consume waste, also demand more oxygen to function in the heat, further draining the already scarce supply. Intense UV rays combined with nutrients released from warming muck at the pond bottom create the conditions necessary for a massive, unmanageable algae bloom. Attempting to fix this chemical collapse with hardware usually involves surface bubblers or heavy UV lights. But mechanical UV filters have a severe limitation. They only kill the algae that physically passes through the tube, leaving the root cause of the nutrient explosion untouched. You cannot beat the laws of thermodynamics with a machine. Saving the ecosystem requires shifting the biological balance to work within these physical constraints. The biological strategy starts by cultivating a specific microscopic organism called diatoms. This is achieved by introducing a targeted dose of micronutrients directly into the water column. Timing is absolutely critical. The dose should be applied early in the morning, right before the sun rises, when the pond's natural oxygen levels are at their lowest point. This diagram shows a deep water cross-section demonstrating cellular oxygenation. Diatoms are hyper-efficient at photosynthesis. As they grow, they release pure dissolved oxygen directly into the water column, providing aeration that a surface bubbler cannot reach. While generating that oxygen, the diatoms absorb the same nutrients that power nuisance blooms. They outcompete the string and pea soup algae, effectively starving them out. By cultivating these organisms, the pond becomes an internal, cellular-level oxygen generator that operates independently of mechanical filters. Once the diatoms restore the dissolved oxygen baseline, the second phase begins, the activation of beneficial bacteria. This flowchart tracks the chemical conversions. Specific strains of nitrophine bacteria utilize the newly available oxygen to turn the toxic ammonia spikes caused by summer heat into nitrites and eventually into harmless nitrates. Down on the pond floor, decaying sludge acts as a rotting battery that powers algae growth. This decay creates a massive biochemical oxygen demand, or BOD. To stop the process, specialized enzymes break down the detritus at a molecular level. Clearing this thick sludge entirely removes the BOD from the system. This effectively disconnects the battery, fueling the stagnation in algae even when the mechanical pump flow is incredibly low. Layering these three biological engines, first cultivating diatoms, then nitrifying bacteria, and specialized enzymes, creates a cascading defense system that cleans the water in a way no machine could replicate. The physical results follow a consistent timeline. Water typically clears within 3 to 5 days, while heavy bottom muck visibly vanishes over a few weeks of consistent application. The breakdown of waste leaves behind bioavailable nutrients that make decorative lilies and aquatic plants more vibrant. Running a surface waterfall or agitator at night remains a smart safety measure, as photosynthesis stops in the dark. However, the pond is now insulated against sudden heat spikes or pump failures. The intense summer sun no longer triggers a crisis. Instead, it provides the fuel for the diatoms that keep the water oxygenated and the ecosystem stable. You cannot defeat the laws of physics with plastic tubes and chemicals.